I figured the best way to provide value to the community is actually take questions from the community. So, how to prioritize tasks and which one? That's a great question. So, all of us have lots of tasks we want to do. And the way I think about this is that every task that we have outstanding, it's like, you know, those people that are like juggling plates, like there's like acrobatic stuff, right? There's like the stick and they're like juggling spinning plates. So every task we have open is like a spinning plate. The idea is that we want to close all of these because we can't hold up that many things, or we're going to drop it all. Or all the plates are going to come tumbling down and this is all going to smash if we like, you know, so stressed with all of these things. Like that's when it's like totally overwhelming, right? So what we want to do is that with all of these tasks that we have open, we get more and more overwhelmed if we don't close them. So how I do it is that when I'm managing well, okay, this is when I'm managing well. Like, I'm not saying all my tasks are always squeaky clean, but I know, just like you probably know, when you have moments when you're really organized and when you have moments where you feel disorganized and life is like, whoa, it's gone a little bit out of hand, right? Like you don't feel in control. When I'm feeling the most control and my life is organized is when I have a clear list of things. And I don't like lists either. When I say either, I'm assuming you don't. But what I do when it works well is I literally get a post-it note. So I don't try and do something fancy. I've tried doing fancy things where it's like, whack it all on Notion or whack it all in this like systematic system and I'm checking it off. It's great if you can do that. I just haven't found that I have been able to concretely instill that habit, unfortunately. So I admire or envy people that are like that level. What has worked in my own life is actually just the good old post-it notes. And I write each task down. And what I do, because when I'm handwriting it, I think there is something special when you're handwriting something. Because you have to process from your mind to connect to the actual task and write it down. And that really go, okay, this task is important. I want it. This thing done, this thing done, this thing done. And the moment you write it down, you're also picturing yourself completing that task. And that's essential. From a neurological perspective, when you are picturing yourself completing a task, that's pushing your mind into a future state. And seeing yourself completing that is half the battle, actually. Because now it's very doable. You can imagine and feel yourself completing that task. And you want to do that by like crossing it out. There's satisfaction on like this and this crossing out, like I've done this. So once you've listed down the key things, the task that has been on your mind, and you're dumping it from your head to this piece of paper, which is a nice feeling because it's like, oh, finally. I'm like putting it down instead of it like all being murky in here, going crazy. Then you do them one at a time, right? And I'm looking that way because I'm making toast. So, which one do you do first? The one that you feel is going to get you the most momentum. So I'm not going to say it's like, I'll do the hardest one first or do the easiest one first. No. Do the one that you feel will give you the most momentum. So if in your world is, hey, if doing the hardest task for me right now, if I can do that, everything is a breeze, then start there. That's not the same for everyone though, right? Because tackling the hardest task for someone might be like, oh man, that task is so hard, it's putting me off, I don't want to do it. Then you're not getting anything done, right? That's why my recommendation is do the task that will give you the most momentum. Plus, all your tasks should have a purpose. Why? Because if that task does not have a purpose to go towards anything, why are you doing it? That's why you don't want to do it. That's why they're just all sitting there. Like, we don't want to do tasks for the sake of busy, or do tasks just to be just to do something so we feel like we are like, stressed, busy, just like everyone else. There are so many mundane tasks, unimportant tasks, we should just cut out of our life. Completely. We want to focus on tasks, only completing tasks that are important to us, that serves a purpose, and it's going towards where we want to go. So when you review your list, if there's tasks that's like, it's just junk tasks. Junk tasks are like, I'm just going to this meeting for the sake of it because I've been going to it for the last 20 times, but I actually don't enjoy this meeting or the interaction with the people. I didn't get anything out of it. And in fact, it makes me feel very drained. Then you go, why am I still doing this? Just purely out of habit. Just stop that. Just cut it off. We need to review, audit our life, going, what we have been doing, does it serve any purpose? Does it help me get to where I am? If it doesn't, scrap them now. Like, the moment you write it, go, shit. I don't know why that task is overwhelming. I don't even want this. And for the ones that do help you go towards your goals, you want to prioritize the importance once you have the list. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? From order of most important to least. And it's going to give you the most satisfaction and the most fulfillment by accomplishing the thing that is most important to you. Because it's most important to you. Hope that helps. Oh, I just want to add, that's how I do it in general in my life. However, if I'm working on a specific project, then my focus is very different. So when I say a specific project, I think of almost anything as it can be a project. So let's say the project is, I want to increase my YouTube subscription. If I decide to start this project seriously, then I organize it in a systematic manner, the same way as I used to manage project. So whether I'm, delivering like $1 million projects, or whether I'm delivering like very small scale projects, or even projects with like no monetary value, I still do it by the same method. So I have a goals template. Not sure if you have a copy. I've given a lot of these copies out in my past, and if that's valuable, I could put it into my website and just constantly for people to be able to download the template. So I have a goals template, and what it has is like dates, the task, so you can track like your milestone and then the status of it, which is like, is it high priority, is it medium priority, is it low priority, which is like a traffic light system being like, when you've done it, well, high, medium, low is to prioritize the importance, and then the next bit has the, like, I've started, it's completed, or like it's not yet done. And it will go red if it's past the due date. It will be on green if you're like on time and it's completed. That's what I mean by the traffic light system. And that works at a glance. So that's what I do, because it's like very quickly I can see the progress and where it's at, and all the tasks that I've assigned to that project. So for YouTube, it will be like, okay, like, have you done a thumbnail for each of these? Have you put the timestamps for each of the video clips? Like all the list of tasks. I'm talking really fast because my toast is about to be burnt. They are saved. Golden brown. Does that answer your question? So that's the difference. If I'm managing like live tasks, everyday things like organizing that a birthday dinner, making sure I sent out the event for book club for today. You know, that kind of task, like the general task, that's when I like Notepad. But if I'm working project specific tasks, then I fall totally into project management mode, which has like a tracker, and I do all of that. Why don't I use the tracker for general daily stuff? It's a different kind of focus. Project specific, I'm very like this. This is what the outcome needs to be. That's just how I work. And this has worked for me between like one-on-one when I serve my clients. So every client I take on, it's always like, what's your goal? And that goal becomes a project. If they come in and they go, I have no idea what it is, then we get clear on the goal first. Because if you don't have a goal and a purpose, you're not going to want to do any of the tasks. And then how would you get satisfaction from my service if that was the case, right? Because you literally have no idea when you would be happy, when you would be satisfied. If you don't have what you are measuring your success to, you will never feel you're enough. So I'm huge on celebrating milestone because these small wins really help give us the momentum that we're on the right path. And it makes like us really happy, like achieving things together. And when I do this, I really feel that's when I'm like, your success is my success. Because like, I'm watching them win, I'm watching them grow, and this is like amazing. And I love high-fiving people across Zoom because I know that they are very proud of the accomplishment that they have made, that we have made together on this journey. And I feel very privileged and fulfilled when that happens, or having someone trusting me to be part of their growth journey or to be the catalyst to their greater self. And that makes me very happy. Like that's just talking about it, like it's like sending goosebumps on me. I really feel like the tasks that are important are the tasks that help other humans on earth. Like, you know, without being a people pleaser, but it's like the greatest tasks are the ones that when we accomplish them, we feel a mutual win. It's like, yeah, your success is my success. When I feel the mutual win, that's when I really know that this is the right task. This is the right task. Those are the ones to prioritize.